Hi, I'm Gloria Gilbert, founder of Sustainable Westford. Today, I want to introduce you to Sustainable Westford and the work that we do. For the last 6 years, we have grown our volunteer organization and do many neat and amazing things that affect you, your family, friends and neighbors, and the community. Many of you ask and wonder, what is our mission? So now is the time, an opportunity to get the word out and inform folks about our mission. Sustainable Westford serves as a venue for bringing our community together and raising awareness on issues of sustainability by providing education and inspiration, such as our winter series, providing access to local sustainable foods, supporting local farmers and food producers. We foster connections between farmers and producers and the community. And you can best see this during the summer at the Westford Farmers Market. Sustainable Westford seeks partners who share our vision of an economically vibrant and environmentally sound Westford. In partnership with these organizations, we develop innovative programs that address the needs of our community and our environment. Today, we are kicking off our newest program in partnership with Next Step Living. Here today is Fred Schleicher and Joel Rayberg of Next Step Living, here to introduce Sustainable Westford's Solar Challenge. So, Fred, would you like to open and explain what a solar challenge is?
Hey, thank you very much. Let me say one word about Next Step Living, or maybe a few words, but we are a full-service residential energy efficiency company. And one of the many exciting aspects of it is simply the fact that we get to work on solar energy. Now, Westford and a partnership that we're working hard to build with Sustainable Westford is a great opportunity to educate folks here in Westford all about solar energy and to help them understand, is their house really suitable for solar or not, and what are the benefits of solar energy. So the challenge really is a way, we hope, to get the word out through our work with you and the wonderful Sustainable Westford organization, and also a chance to give residents a chance to interact with us, and so we can learn a lot more about the interest of Westford residents. Can you tell me why do the challenge? Why is timing important? Hey, really good question. You know, if you were reading your Globe newspaper Saturday morning, you found on the front page of the business section an article all about how Massachusetts is now has a flair for solar. It's one of the leading states in the U.S. right now as far as the development of solar. And the reason is multifold. One, of course, is there's a tremendous amount of interest. And we've got a lot of folks that are very progressive and forward-thinking about renewable energy. But then there are a whole host of wonderful incentives that the state has put in place to help homeowners and communities go solar. So this is a great time to move forward on it because the state has really put in place incentives to help us do that.
Do you want to describe the incentives now, or do you want to talk about maybe a more general, who are the organizers of the campaign?
Well, why don't we talk a little bit about the organizers first. Okay. I think as we go along, we're going to talk a lot about the incentives or the effect of them really on and why they're important to homeowners. Okay. But what has been so exciting to us at Next Step Living, a big part of our effort and our focus is the communities that we work in, knowing as much as we can and partnershipping with organizations that are very much involved in development of the community. So for a number of years, Next Step Living has been following the great aspects of the farmers market here, the Westford Farmers Market, and hoping that when the time was right that we might be able to partnership with its founder, you and Sustainable Westford. So really we're the two entities, if you will, that are trying to move this forward.
Okay. Can you tell everybody about the benefits of going solar? I think it's also the definition of what it means to go solar, just for clarity.
Well, let's turn that over to Joel.
Okay.
As far as for the homeowner, what are
Sure.
the benefits?
Well, there's a lot of benefits right now. For the first time ever, it's actually less expensive to have renewable energy than to not. And it's really a wonderful time in Massachusetts because of the programs that they've put in place. So you obviously, you have your financial savings, which is a huge benefit to so many people right now. Obviously, you're also helping to save the planet, which is a wonderful thing as well, and a huge part of our mission at Next Step Living. There is also added value to your home. We have found that in Massachusetts, home with solar will actually sell 3 times faster than homes without it. So there are many more, but those are really the big ones that we're seeing and that our customers are telling us.
Can you describe how a homeowner knows if their house qualifies to go solar?
Great question, because believe it or not, only 15% of homes in Mass actually qualify to go solar. So there are some big things that you want to look for. The first is a big, clear, south-facing roof. We want to be able to fit, I always tell people, about 2 cars up there. That's roughly, that's roughly how we know. That essentially means you're eliminating things like dormers. Okay, so there's not a couple dormers blocking where we put the panels. There's clear sun, which means no trees right in front of your home. It's not facing east-west. I mean, that's a big thing. Having the southwest, southeast, or due south exposure is huge. And the more southern exposure you have, the better it is and the better candidate you are to go solar.
Can you describe how the residential solar system works actually from the solar panels and the technical stuff?
Absolutely. So how that works, it's really interesting. What happens is the sun comes down and hits the panels, okay?
Now you got a great graphic there.
Oh, there we
that
are.
folks are getting a chance to look at.
Beautiful. So you can see the panels on the south side of the roof there. And what's happening is that's creating DC electricity, which is not compatible with the home. So what has to happen is it actually has to run down through a line and go through a piece of equipment called an inverter. Okay? What happens then is it creates household electricity and floods your home with solar power. So you're actually now being completely powered from the sun.
Okay.
There's also going to be a net meter on there, which we can talk a little bit more about how that works as
There's
well.
some technical terms that I find very important to understand the economic benefit, which I think people really want to understand. How does this save money? And so I know that terms that people get bogged down on would be something called like the power purchase agreement. Something really important this year is the solar renewable energy credit is very important to understand, and also something called net metering. Can you speak about those?
Sure. So we'll start with the power purchase agreement. So there's a few different ways to go solar. One of them is a power purchase agreement, and what that means is that you're going solar for little to no money out of pocket, which has really opened up a lot of homes who don't necessarily have the upfront capital to go solar. So what people are doing is they put down some money, or in some cases, little to no money, and they get a lower rate, and they take control of their electric costs, which is, for the first time ever, something they've been able to do. I mean, if your electric bill came in tomorrow and was 50% more, what would you do? You would pay it. One of the benefits of a power purchase agreement is for the next 20 years exactly what your electric bill is going to be. And it's coming from a clean, renewable energy source. So all of the benefits are there.
Fred, do you have any other insight to inform the public about the
No, I
possibilities
think he's
there?
covered
You like them?
the basics of a power purchase agreement, which is an agreement that establishes, you know, the details of your energy life, really, as far as what you're going to pay and how it's going to work.
Well, some of the bigger questions that are usually followed from homeowners are, what happens if I move? And at that point, it transfers just like your electric bill. It's a one-page form. What happens at the end of the 20 years? All right, well, at that point, we can come out and remove it for free, or you can purchase it for fair market value. Okay, those are usually your big questions as far as what happens, and but other than that, all the benefits remain the same of saving money and the clean renewable energy.
I'm very excited about this campaign.
Yeah.
I am happy to announce that my house is going solar, and hopefully I'll be offline, online by March. So if anybody wants to talk to me about the advantages and how to go about doing it, I'm certainly going to be the first one to help you get through that because I think it's a great program. So do you want to talk about the solar product that gets installed?
Sure. So we do have a variety of different products, and at Next Step Living we won't do like a cookie cutter system. Every home is different. Everyone's electrical needs are different. So what we like to do before we go out and make a recommendation is we like to sit down, take a look at your bill, do an assessment inside to make sure that your home is a good fit for solar. We need to make sure the rafters are up to code. We need to make sure the electrical panel is up to code. And then we like to sit down and take a look at what you're actually paying for electricity now. On top of that, how much are you using? I mean, there are more efficient panels out there that can produce 30% more power in the same amount of space. Some people with big use are going to really want to take advantage of that. And it does all come down to the SRECs that we were talking about before. So your production is based on how many SRECs you're going to get.
Can you back up? I don't think people understand what an SREC is, but it has everything to do with the amount of money they can save.
Correct, absolutely. So let's say you've made the decision to own the system, okay? Or do one of the options called a prepaid lease. In both cases, you actually get something called an SREC, which is quite literally cash that you're being paid to have the panels put up on your roof. So you get to double dip, I like to say. You get the free electricity that the panels are producing. On top of that, you're getting paid cash to have the panels on your roof. Now, the amount of money is always what people want to know first, but that is based on your production. So the more you produce, the more money they pay you. So it's really a wonderful benefit to go with the biggest system that you can, because that's how you're going to get the most money.
Timing is really important with the SRECs.
That's correct. That's correct.
I know that the government is basically funding these programs, and it does change.
That's
and so the SREC that's available, the amount of money available to a homeowner will diminish as time goes by.
That's correct. Well, rebates, incentives, I mean, there's a lot of different incentives and programs that actually go into solar. So there's state incentives, there's federal incentives, there's your SREC market. The best time to go solar is today, is to make sure to secure those, because the rebates are not getting better. You know, they're diminishing. I always tell people, I believe it was back in 2010, the solar rebate was $12,000, and today it's closer to 2 to 4, depending on your home. So you can see that the rebates are going down. One of the benefits to going solar now is that you're looking at immediate savings and really just getting the panels up there for, in some cases, little to no money down.
Will there be benefits to the Westford community with the solar campaign, Fred?
Absolutely. One of the ones that's near and dearest to your heart, and to mine too, because I'm a big fan of the Westford Farmers Market, is as this campaign goes along, Those people that sign up for the program will receive a $50 gift certificate that's redeemable at the farmer's market. In addition to that, those people that actually install a system on their homes, a contribution will be made to Sustainable Westford in the amount of $250. So those two items right there really help, I think, build the community in a sense, help to encourage some of the wonderful aspects of community that exist here through the farmers market and through the film series and a number of other projects that you guys work on. So those are two. A few others that come to my mind would be, one, it's an opportunity for folks throughout the town to learn more about solar and how it can help them with their home as far as increasing the value and the comfort too. In addition to all of those things, I think there's also the aspect of the more and more renewable energy that comes online, solar energy that comes online in Westford, that helps diversify the generation base of our electric grid. And that can do nothing but provide more stability for the electric grid. So although that's a more of a thing in the future that we can look forward to, these are all more, and we've done a lot of talking a little bit about the benefits a homeowner receives from actually installing solar, but there are also community benefits, and so that's I know a thing that excites you and me a lot.
It does, I have to say. So just to reiterate, the incentive is anyone that signs up for a solar consult will be able to get a $50 gift certificate to be used at the farmer's market. So our vendors will be most appreciative. And it's just a nice way to get more people to come and visit the farmer's market. Right. And so that's kind of a nice thing to help promote farms and local food producers. And we're appreciative that you recognize the programs that Sustainable Westford does, and we do need funding for these great programs. So thank you sincerely, Next Step Living, for recognizing that. We really do appreciate that. What are some of the events and activities that we can expect to see in Westford as far as the solar challenge goes?
Great question. And this is something you and I will do a lot more work together on to fully plan them. But we know on most solar campaigns that we conduct, a series of things need to happen. And primarily those things are getting the information out and answering questions that homeowners and residents of Westford have. So one of the things we'll be doing, of course, is having what we call workshops. In addition to that, we'll actually have a direct mail piece that will be sent to homeowners that we believe have great roofs that really qualify them for a solar array. One of the things that's part of this preparation, if you will, for the campaign is to screen every household's roof for, is it properly oriented, and is it free of shading from trees or from fixtures that may be on the roof. But we think in a community of 22,000, which is about the population, I think, of Westford, there are probably 8,500 single-family homes in the community. And probably of those, we think somewhere between 700 and 900 or 1,000, or possibly a little more than 1,000, might be suitable for solar. So in screening and working to figure out where are the neighborhoods and what are the homes that are, we're going to send each of those a direct mail piece explaining a little bit about their roof and what their options might be, and invite them to one of these workshops. Now, in addition to that, we'll have a canvas crew every so often that will actually go out and knock on homeowners' doors and simply be there to make sure that they got the direct mail piece that we put out and to answer any questions folks may have about it. So now, in addition to all of those events, there'll be some social events too. One will be the kickoff for the event, and the final one, of course, will be the celebration of all those folks that did, in fact, convert their homes to solar.
Refresh my memory, Fred. Do we have a kickoff date?
Because well, we're still working on that, but yeah, it's going to be.
Nail that down.
It's going to be in February sometime.
Okay. Okay.
Sooner rather than later, but that's something you and I need to work out.
Okay, because Next Step Living will be most likely will be available for during many of our winter series workshops.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we'll try to get the information and the dates up there as soon as we nail that one down. Okay.
Great.
Are there any other? So you have the workshops, you have canvassing, and you will be at the Westford Winter Series events.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that we have a few open spots during the opening of the farmers market. June 18th is the opening day.
Be there too.
Certainly the opening day, and probably for a few weeks beyond that.
Well, you're asking the right questions, because I forgot to mention also, we hope to do some retail tabling during this period of time, during this challenge, where we would have representatives with information, with an information table that would be there and would engage residents and simply explain questions they might have about the challenge and about solar arrays and the whole aspect associated with considering going solar on your roof.
Okay. I know that in my my house, when I chose to go solar, it was fairly simple. It's just, I love the people that you send. You have the best crew, very knowledgeable. I was so impressed with some of the people that I spoke with. They first came over and they did a home energy audit. I had done a home energy audit about 18 years ago, and this is like night and day. The people that are on your crew are highly educated with all kinds of forms of energy alternate resources. I truly was amazed, and I enjoyed meeting them as well as getting some free product. There was actually a lot of free product that taking advantage of, and I urge anyone to please take advantage of these energy saving devices. Do you want to speak to the other services and benefits that a homeowner can use?
That's a great segue into, because we find when we do solar challenges, we also seem to spur interest in energy efficiency. And so the home energy assessments that all homeowners in Westford are eligible for are always available. And sort of when we talk about solar, oftentimes people connect that with, hey, if I'm going to put an energy producing facility, let's say, on my roof, then maybe I ought to make my home as energy efficiency, as efficient as it can be. And so that seems to spur people on to say, I haven't had an energy assessment in a long time, and I ought to do it. And so they're motivated to go ahead and do that. The program is much more robust now than it's been in the past. But some of the things, not only did they install compact fluorescents, all brand new in your home, and new low-flow shower heads. They also do an infrared scan of your home. But there are a number of other aspects that are out there, benefits that you as a homeowner can enjoy. One is any air sealing that's required of the exterior of your home, that's covered by the Mass Save program 100%. If you elect, after you've had your home energy assessment, to do some insulation, add some additional insulation, the Mass Save program will cover up to 75% of the cost of that, up to $2,000 a year. And that can be used incrementally for several years in a row. So that's a wonderful benefit. If you want to do additional home energy activities, like maybe replace a furnace or do replace windows or something like that. There's a home energy loan that you can receive that is a zero interest loan. So these are all benefits that are out there, again, to Massachusetts homeowners to help them make their homes more energy efficient.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I find it hard to figure out what a homeowner is supposed to now do. So can we just simplify and say we are hopefully building the website to be able to just click this button if you're interested in a home energy audit with Next Step Living. We, as a organization, nonprofit organization, will get $10 if you just sign up and have them come and talk to you about what things you can take advantage of, the programs that are out there, the no interest loans. They have a lot of great information really to share. And we get a $10 donation. And this is free to homeowners. And then there's also hopefully another button on the website that you can click, and if you want to talk about a solar consult, again, you get a $50 gift certificate to the farmers market, or if you don't want that and just want to donate to our organization, you will have that choice. And they will come out and talk with you. It's no charge, and all of this information is free and available for you to take advantage of to find out if you do qualify for solar. So, you know, it's a great win-win situation for any green energy conscious person, and hopefully you will take advantage of these programs.
Sure.
Is there anything else you guys would like to?
I would actually like to point out, a lot of people have the notion with, when I get to the end and I've told them about the program, even things like as simple as the energy audit with all the interest-free loans and the free CFLs, and why is everything free? What a lot of homeowners don't understand is that it's not necessarily free because they've actually paid for it already in their electric bill. So would it be nice if you'd like to, feel free, take a look, and you'll actually see, if you look under some of the line items in your distribution charge, you'll see a renewable energy charge, and right below that you'll see an energy conservation charge. And that is where the funding for solar comes from. The energy audits, all these programs that Next Step Living offers. It's all coming from that.
You basically, as Joe Public, are paying for these programs, and you could take advantage of what you've put into the system already.
Absolutely, that's right.
So thank you very much, gentlemen. Fred, Joel, for coming and helping kick off our solar challenge in Westford. Our upcoming events for Sustainable Westford Winter Series, we have a How to Make Cheese Workshop 101, Blue Vinyl film screening, talking about the environment, health risks and cancers, and the disappearance of the honeybees, Queen of the Sun, coming up in the next couple of weeks, and future Westford cable programming, February. We will be back again talking about our other programs in the winter series. In March, we'll talk about the Healthy Kids Coalition, and we'll bring our program coordinator. Then, in April, we will talk about the Upcycle It Challenge and bring in Christina Green, our coordinator for that. In May, we will heavily talk about the upcoming vendors at the farmers market, the Westford Academy Mentors, and the membership program, the free children's programming, and our wonderful music and entertaining section. So thank you very much.